So Jeff Bezos, the guy who built Amazon, he's been kind of quiet since he stepped down as CEO, right? You hear about Blue Origin, his philanthropy, maybe that giant yacht. But it turns out, behind the scenes, something absolutely massive has been cooking. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on his super secret, super ambitious new project. Let's do this.
And really, this is the question on everyone's lips, especially in Silicon Valley. What on earth could possibly get the founder of Amazon to come out of retirement? And I mean really come out of it. We're not talking about him just writing a check and walking away. Nope. He's jumping back into a full-on day-to-day leadership role for the first time in years. So what's the project? What's so big, so important, that it could drag Jeff Bezos himself back into the C-suite?
Well, here's your answer. It's a plan backed by an absolutely mind-boggling amount of cash. We're talking about $6.2 billion. Think about that. This isn't just another startup. This is one of the most heavily funded new companies in history. And its mission? Oh, just to completely change how the modern world gets built? No big deal.
All right, so let's get into it. Section 1. Bezos is back. Let's really unpack what this means. Because for years, he's been the founder, right? The chairman, the big picture guy, kind of hovering in the background. This is a total 180, a huge shift in his post-Amazon life. And look, you don't have to take my word for it. The New York Times put it perfectly. This marks the first occasion since stepping down as Amazon's chief executive that Bezos has assumed a formal operational role. Let that sink in. This isn't some side hustle or a hobby. It's a full-blown C-suite roll-up-your-sleeves kind of job. He's not just investing his money here, he's investing his time. Okay, so to make this crystal clear, let's put it side by side with his other big thing, Blue Origin. With his space company, he's the founder, sure. He's super involved, he's setting the big vision, but he's not the one in the weeds, running the day-to-day. Now look at this new company, Project Prometheus. Here, he's the co-chief executive. That's a hands-on formal leadership gig. He's not just a passenger anymore, he's grabbed the steering wheel. All right, so what is this thing? What's the name of this super secret company that's got Bezos so fired up? Let's meet Project Prometheus and start pulling back the curtain. So at its core, Project Prometheus is all about smashing two worlds together, the high-tech world of artificial intelligence and the nuts and bolts world of industrial manufacturing. So get this out of your head. This is not another AI that's going to write your emails or make a funny picture. Think bigger. Think about an AI that helps design and build the actual physical machines that run our world. And here's the kicker. He's not flying solo on this. They've set up this kind of dream team at the top. On one side, you've got Jeff Bezos. We all know him, the master of scale, the guy who thinks bigger than almost anyone. His focus is on vision and growth. And on the other side, you've got Vic Bajaj. This guy is a legit physicist, an alum of Google X, that's their moonshot lab, and he co-founded Verily. His focus is the deep science and tech. It's like pairing a visionary CEO with a mad scientist, the ultimate combo. And that brain power trickles all the way down. They've already snatched up nearly 100 employees. And check out where they're coming from. These aren't just any researchers, they're the best of the best, poached from the biggest names in the game. OpenAI, Meta, Google DeepMind. Seriously, this isn't just building a team, this is assembling the Avengers of AI. Okay, now we gotta talk about the money, because the numbers involved here, they're just on another level. This tells you everything you need to know about the scale of their ambition. This isn't just a big bet. It's a go big or go home, historic bet. Just look at that, $6.2 billion. I'm gonna say it again, $6.2 billion. For a company that's just getting started, that is an insane amount of money to have in the bank from day one. It just screams that their ambition is completely off the charts. And to give you some context on just how crazy that number is, look at this. The old record for this kind of early funding was $1.5 billion for a company called Articulate Global. That was considered huge. Project Prometheus didn't just sneak past that record, they took a sledgehammer to it. We're talking more than 4 times the previous record. That's not just a statement of intent, that's a declaration of war. So where does that put them in the grand scheme of things? Well, look at the big dogs in the AI world, right? You've got Databricks, you've got OpenAI. These are established giants that have been raising money for years to get to where they are. And then there's Project Prometheus, the new kid on the block, waltzing in on day one with a war chest that puts them right up there in the same conversation. They basically just pay to skip the line and go straight to the VIP section. Okay, so let's recap. They've got the legendary leader, they've got the all-star team, they've got a mountain of cash, but what are they actually doing with it all? What's the mission? Well, it's all about taking AI from the world of bits and bringing it into the world of atoms. And this right here is the absolute key to understanding what they're up to. We're all drowning in AI chatbots and image generators, right? AI that lives on our screens, playing with pixels. Prometheus is going in the complete opposite direction. They're focused on atoms, the real stuff. They want to build an AI that helps engineer and manufacture actual, physical things you can touch. And you better believe they're not starting with something easy. Their first targets are some of the most complicated things humans know how to build. Computers, cars, and, you guessed it, spacecraft. The thinking is pretty simple. If you can crack the code on these, you can pretty much do anything. So if you boil it all down, the mission is this: to invent a totally new kind of AI that revolutionizes the way we engineer and manufacture, well, everything. It's a massive bet that the next big leap for AI isn't going to be writing better poems, but redesigning the entire industrial world from the ground up. All right, last section. Let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture here, because Project Prometheus didn't just pop up out of thin air. If you look closely, it's the next logical piece of the puzzle, a huge piece, in a pattern that Bezos has been building for a few years now. Just look at his investment trail. He put hundreds of millions into a robotics company called Physical Intelligence. He put another few hundred million into Periodic Labs, which uses AI for scientific experiments. And now, boom, the multi-billion-dollar Project Prometheus. You see the thread, right? It's all about AI that can touch, move, and build things in the real world. This isn't a random shot in the dark. It's the grand finale of a very specific strategy. So that leaves us with the big question, doesn't it? When you have this much cash, this much genius, and this much raw ambition all focused on one single goal, what happens next? Is this the start of a genuine AI-powered industrial revolution that changes everything? Or is it just the newest, fanciest battlefield for billionaires to fight over who owns the future? The only thing we know for sure is that with Jeff Bezos back in the game, you can bet the whole world is going to be watching.
Thanks for watching. Before your Wi-Fi drops, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Stay sharp, stay curious, and keep guarding the trends.